Singapore. Their bare feet made no sound on the polished floors. The air conditioning hummed as they tiptoed into Tiff's office. Nellie used her phone to illuminate the dark room. She switched on the computer. Sammy pecked out the password. DAHOWIMA. I'm in. Nellie hung over his shoulder as he clicked on the search engine. Remind me to wipe the search history after we're done. Sammy quickly searched through the computer and clicked on the file. He leaned forward, reading it quickly. Abel was right, he groaned. It's not only the paper he wrote with the biologist. That's been published, but it's his private lab notes. And it was forwarded to Patricia O. Nellie leaned over his shoulder. She tried to read the report, but all she saw were equations. Her brain hurt. Who's Rollo? She asked, pointing to the screen. That must be the lab assistant. RH. See down here? They sign off on each day's notes with their initials. Sammy scanned the notes. It's true, my father had a major breakthrough. He found the X factor. It's an agent that neutralized the combustibility ratio of the algae. Together they passed the oil pressure in the tank, and if he altered the molecular structure by the pH factor... Fascinating. Nellie stared at the initials at the bottom of the report. DM. If only Darsh Morad could speak to them. There's something else, Sammy said. He glanced up at her. It's embedded in the notes. It's a detailed what-if scenario if the stabilizing agent isn't added. The effect of combusting fuel tanks aboard a moving vessel. It's a part of probabilities, how to institute emergency procedures in the event of human error. My father is meticulous. If he felt the fuel was too dangerous, he would stop the research. What if someone wasn't so meticulous? Nellie said, or was evil, and handed this scenario over to the outcast. And why does James Chen have it? Sammy shook his head. I can't believe my godfather could do this. Sammy, we need to investigate the other guy. She pointed to the initials at the end of the lab report. JET. Do you... Nellie stopped short. Oh, shut up. Wait, I didn't say anything. No, JET. Do you know who this guy is? He's a professor at the University of Chicago. He shouldn't be too hard to find. Chicago. Wasn't that what Sinead said? Nellie leaned in closer so that they were practically nose to nose. She overheard Patricia O. say that the jet took off from Chicago with the package. It was him. What? Not a jet. Not a plane. A person. JET. That's who stole the report. The other scientist. Maybe your dad mentioned to James what he was working on, and they got to the other guy. Bribed him or something. Sammy, how hard would it be to sabotage the ship? Not hard, but you'd have to know what you were doing. These are precise calibrations, but JET does know, and he could be aboard that ship. Sammy looked pale. You're right. Can you figure out how to fix it? Is there something Amy and Dan and the others can do to reverse the combustion cycle? We have to figure this out fast. We have less than a day. Sammy nodded, his face intent. Let's see. I'm guessing that saboteur must have recalibrated the stabilizer and cut the concentration. Nellie held up a hand. Shh. I hear something. Footsteps coming down the hall. Sammy shut down the computer. Nellie looked around frantically. She opened a door and peeked around it. It was a home gym. She and Sammy slipped inside and closed the door behind them. They saw a light stream from under the door. Footsteps going to the desk. The creak of a chair. Nellie's heart thrashed. To have come so close. The answer was right there in the computer. All she knew was that something in that biofuel was going to trigger a chemical reaction, and the ship was going to blow. And her kiddos were on it, along with Ian and Hamilton and at least 100 others. She put her lips to Sammy's ear. We have to tell them, she whispered. Sammy took out his phone. He started a text to Jonah. Trapped. Chens could be in league with Outcast. Biofuel to blow up ship. There's one chance that could work. Nellie watched as Sammy closed his eyes in concentration. If anyone could do it, her science genius, beautiful nerd could do it. Sammy's thumbs went crazy, dancing on the screen. The chair creaked again. Nellie shrank back. She kept her eyes on the door. She knew she couldn't rush genius, so she kept the words unspoken. Hurry, Sammy, hurry.